Hello, my name is Niki Barr, and I'm the Center Director for the Edward A. Myerberg Senior Center located in Northwest Baltimore. My presentation today is on the Virtual Senior Center model, and I will be presenting a step-by-step guide on exactly what you'll need to get started, how to grow your programs, and how to transition to a hybrid model as our centers begin to reopen for on-site programs. My hope is that I can alleviate the intimidation factor that comes with making such a big transition, especially if your organization is limited by digital skills. Hopefully, this guide will show you the path to preparation and implementation of a virtual center. Before I get started, I'd like to provide a brief background about our organization. We are the largest of Baltimore City senior centers and one of the few 501c3 nonprofit centers. We're also a program of Chai, an agency of the Associated, which is the Jewish Federation of Baltimore. Our mission is to inspire healthy aging through wellness, creativity, and connection. We're an innovative hub of activity that offers compelling programs in a warm and welcoming environment. Our center is open to our entire older adult community, and there is no special requirement to become a member. Our annual membership is currently $59, and scholarships are also available for those with demonstrated need. I want to share our organizational chart. We have a team of 6 full-time and 5 part-time staff. And the reason I'm sharing this is I just want to show that it is possible to follow our model even with a small but mighty team and often with limited resources. Our big, beautiful center features an art studio with floor-to-ceiling windows, state-of-the-art fitness center with nationally certified personal trainers, and a variety of programs including humanities, fitness, technology, and social programs. Pre-COVID, we offered annually over 125 on-site programs and had reached historical active memberships, serving over 1,000 older adults. In 2017, we secured grant funding for technology programs for older adults, which became known as the Technology Hub at the Myerberg. The hub provides one-on-one tech support with our technology concierge, Melanie, and classes on iPhone and Android essentials, grocery and food delivery apps, online banking, and so much more. In many ways, we were ahead of the curve when it came to making the transition to virtual programs because of this innovative program. However, we still had much to learn. You will hear me speak often about the software we use called Schedules Plus. Now, I can assure you that I do not work directly for the software company, but I am a huge fan of the software's developer, Deb Nussbaum. We could not have made this transition to virtual programs without her. We started using Schedules Plus a few years ago as our main database for memberships and programs, special events to track donations, and eventually virtual subscriptions. Today, it is our almost all-in-one solution. It provides many options for reporting, and if there's something specific that we need, Deb provides custom work at a very affordable price. So at $720 a year, this continues to fit our budget and needs, and you'll see later in this presentation just how vital the software is to our virtual center. Later in my presentation, I will explain a bit about how we created a pricing model for virtual programs. But in the meantime, I'd like to share our standard membership and program fee structure. As I mentioned, our membership fee is $59 per year, and then programs are priced individually with member and non-member rates. In this way, members and guests can pick and choose which programs they'd like to register for. Schedules Plus allows us to provide members with a key tag that can be used to check in the center and its activities. This helps us track participation in our programs. Here's a quick video about how this works. On March 13, 2020, much like all senior centers, our building closed and staff moved to a remote work environment. We began making wellness calls to our entire database and provided resources as needed. But what we discovered was what our members missed the most was each other. They just wanted to stay connected. And so in April, we introduced for the first time virtual programs. And by June, we were serving over 900 weekly participants. And so I'm now going to share some information and tools that helped us get there. I know many are familiar with Zoom at this point. We spend quite a bit on Zoom subscriptions because we currently have 7 Pro licenses, including one account that can host up to 500 participants and additional cloud storage to host our recorded classes, which I'll go into more detail about later. The Pro license does include closed captioning and live transcription. The host just needs to enable it at the top of the session. And then the Zoom participants can choose whether they want to leave it on or turn it off. The captioning also appears on recorded videos, and you can download the full transcript. So, quick tip, you could use this feature as a way to take notes for meeting minutes. So normally it's about $15 per month per license, for up to 100 participants per license, and nonprofits can actually get 50% off Zoom subscriptions through TechSoup, but just make sure that you get it through TechSoup first before you sign up with Zoom. The other tool that we use is called Grasshopper, which is a virtual phone system. It's very affordable and it's a simple way to set up a custom greeting that includes extensions. For example, ours says press 1 to purchase a subscription or membership, press 2 for tech support, and so on. And so those extensions route to our personal phones while we work from home. Voicemails can also be sent to a designated email, which can then be forwarded to staff as needed. We can also control days and times our phone will accept calls. So after 4 p.m., calls go directly to a voicemail, and there's even a way to make a note on a voicemail. We can also access call reporting, which has been really helpful. When we first started virtual programs, we simply set up pages on our website by date and included the class information and the direct link to Zoom. Everything at that time was free and open to the community. It was a time of exploration for us. What we learned was that our members were adapting very quickly to the new technology with the help of our team and even volunteers. Our setup at the time had little to no security, and we were unfortunately Zoom bombed a few times. So the software developer of Schedules Plus, Deb, was inspired by our setup and built a similar model that was not only simple to use and more secure, but it also meant we could then introduce a subscription model. Here's a quick video we shared with our members as an introduction to our virtual center.
Today I'm going to introduce you to the Myerberg Center's brand new virtual center, which will be available August 3rd, 2020. In order to access our virtual center, you will first need to purchase a gold, silver, or Bagel Boys only subscription plan. To learn more, you can visit myerberg.org/virtual subscriptions. After you purchase a subscription, please allow 2 business days for our team to set up your account. Once your account has been created, you will receive an email with login information. I have purchased a silver subscription plan, so I will now show you how simple it is to log in to the Myerberg's Virtual Center. First, open your browser and go to myerberg.org. Click the green Virtual Center login button. If you're using a tablet or mobile device, it may look a little different. It may look something like this when you log in. So you'll click the white Virtual Center button, which will then take you to our Virtual Center page, and there will be a Virtual Center login button. This will take you directly to our login page. So going back to our computer users, you'll click on the green Virtual Center login button, which will take you to our login page. To log in, you'll enter your telephone number and the month and day of your birthday. You'll click the green search button and then locate the box with your name and click on that box. You are now logged in to our virtual center and can see all programs available for today. If you want to learn more about a class, click the word More. To return, click the back button on your browser or click the Virtual Center button. If you want to attend a class, simply click the blue Sign Up button. Then a box will pop up. You will click Yes, Sign Up. Now you'll see that you are registered to attend this class. This gray button will tell you what day and time you can join the program. So I can join this program later today at 1:45 p.m. This button will remain gray until 15 minutes before class time. At that time, you will see a blue Join Video button and a blue Join Audio button right here in this location. The Join Audio button is a great option for anyone who wants to join by calling in by phone. No internet access is necessary. When you click the button, another box will pop up that will include call instructions. You'll simply call the number and over the phone follow the instructions to enter the meeting ID and password. You will then be able to listen and speak to the instructor and participants. To join with a computer, tablet, or smart device, you'll simply click the blue Join Video again when it's available within 15 minutes before the class start time, and the Join Video button will take you directly to the Zoom meeting. It's important to know that when you sign up for a class, you are only signing up for the class on that particular day. If you want to attend circuit training on Tuesday and Thursday, for example, you will need to sign up for the Tuesday and Thursday class each week. If you want to scroll forward to see other events this week, you'll click the orange button. These are the classes available tomorrow. Now, because I have a silver plan, which is a limited plan, you'll notice some classes require a fee to join. I can either pay the one-time class fee or I can upgrade to the All Access Gold plan. To pay the one-time class fee, click the click the sign up button. You will then be directed to a shopping cart and finally to PayPal to complete your purchase. You can then return to the virtual center and access the class. If you want to upgrade your plan, please call us at 443-973-6686, and the number is located at the top of the page. Now, let's review one more time how easy it is to access a virtual center. Simply open your browser, go to myerberg.org. If you're on a computer, you'll click the Virtual Center login button. If you're on a tablet or smart device, your page will look like this. You'll click the white Virtual Center button and then the Virtual Center login button. You will then enter your telephone number and birth month and day. Click the search button, locate your name, click the button, and you are logged in. Thank you for joining me today, and we look forward to seeing you at the Myerberg's Virtual Center.
Before Deb built the virtual center and Schedules Plus, we didn't have a ton of data to work with. We only had emails and Zoom, but we knew we were moving to a paid model, likely a virtual subscription of some sort, and we needed to do so as soon as possible to sustain our organization. So we pulled together as much data as we could, starting with analyzing the total average monthly sales per participant when we were actually doing on-site programs. We also compared some of our pre-COVID data in Schedules Plus to our Zoom data, which was just emails, so we could try to identify participants already in our database who were also doing virtual programs. We also considered the number of couples. It seems to average around 30%, and that was important for us to know because we weren't expecting our system to be as sophisticated as Netflix, for example. So we wouldn't be able to control the number of people accessing from a single household. So knowing how many couples there were could also help us as we put together a price that made sense, knowing that there could be more than one person in a household participating in our programs. We also assumed 120 subscribers would likely only attend Bagel Boys, which is a very popular on-site program. It met once a week and was a small cost of about $10 a month. And so we knew many of our subscribers would want to go with only that option. We also considered operating costs and pre-COVID programming revenue, as well as comparable market prices. We came up with 3 subscription plans. The first is our All Access Gold subscription for $36 a month with, of course, our annual membership of $59. And the Gold subscription includes over 60 weekly live and recorded programs. If you have Gold, you can access everything. Silver is what we often call our basic fitness plan. It's about $25 a month with an annual membership and includes 33 weekly live and recorded classes. And then finally is that option for our Bagel Boys only, and that's $10 a month with an annual membership. It does provide access to our Always Free for Members programs and the Bagel Boys program, a lecture series that meets every Tuesday and Friday. We do provide a 30-day free trial for new users in hopes of encouraging and supporting digital exploration. And yes, you did hear me correctly that we are hosting over 60 weekly programs, and this is an example of the many programs that we provide, including art, humanities, technology, fitness, and social programs. And in fact, our recorded classes are incredibly popular. Our members are enjoying the flexibility of being able to watch these programs whenever they'd like, and all new programs are loaded into our on-demand catalog within 7 to 10 business days. And in fact, I will show you a short video about how members can access our on-demand catalog within the virtual center.
Here's a quick tutorial on how to access our recorded classes. First, we're going to log into Virtual Center. If you need a review on how to log in, hover over Virtual Center and go down to Intro to Virtual Center. Scroll down the page, and this video will guide you through how to log into Virtual Center on a computer, tablet, or a mobile device, and how to sign up for classes. But today I'm going to show you, after you log into your virtual center, how to access the recorded classes. Click on the green Virtual Center login, enter your phone number and birth month and day. Click the green search button. It will locate your account. You want to click on your name. Notice at the top there are a few buttons available. All of the recorded classes are located in the On-Demand catalog. Click On Demand. If you are on a computer or tablet, it should look like this. On the left side, you'll have the main topics you can choose from. If you are on a phone, you will see an orange View Topics button right around here. And you'll want to click the orange View Topics button. For those of you on a computer or tablet, select your main topic. So let's say I wanted to find Howard's Cardio Fit classes. I will click on Fitness Wellness Videos, and you can scroll down to see all of the options. I know I want to see Howard's Cardio Fit classes only, so I'll select that. And now you can scroll down and see all of the videos available. You'll notice that there are videos from July, some from June. Videos should remain in our catalog for at most 30 days, sometimes a little longer, but at most 30 days. And there's our recent classes from August. If you want to search for a video, let's say I want to search for circuit training. I can press the enter button and it will locate all of these circuit training classes. If I want to find circuit training classes from August, I can enter August and click enter, and it will locate all the classes from August. When you're ready to return to your daily activities to sign up for classes, click daily schedule. And now I can scroll through to see classes available for today. And I hope that helps you locate your recorded classes. Thank you for joining me.
We had a feeling many of our members would prefer to print out a cheat sheet. So we went ahead and created a 2-page PDF, which includes the step-by-step guide to access virtual programs, the live programs, and recorded classes from a computer or tablet or smart device. And this has been a really helpful tool. Now it's time to go behind the scenes, and I'm going to go into excruciating detail about how we set up our audio and video to support our live streaming fitness programs. Here we go. So let's start with computer and video equipment. We went with the Asus gaming laptop, which is about $800. So the biggest drawback of a lot of the modern laptops is that they use integrated graphics. Um, and the biggest drawback of integrated graphics is that by placing both the CPU and GPU on the same chip, one or both of the processors will be limited. And while most modern processors come with integrated graphics on them, it's usually the integrated GPU that is minimalized so it doesn't affect the CPU's potential performance. However, a dedicated graphics card has its own memory and cooling solution, and as a result, it's not as limited in its potential power. And when it comes to streaming live video, we need as much power from video as possible. It also has pretty decent RAM, which is important. And here's a really big one. It has an Ethernet port, and this is something that's very rare to find on modern laptops these days. It's very important that whatever computer you decide to use, and it doesn't necessarily need to be a laptop. We liked it for portability's sake, but whatever you choose does need to have that Ethernet port so you don't run the risk of your Wi-Fi dropping out. You'll also get the fastest internet speeds. I did a lot of research on webcam solutions because as you'll see, if the person facilitating the program has the laptop facing them, then you'll need to have a webcam solution that places it in the opposite direction. The Logitech Pro webcam is still one of the most highly recommended webcams in that price range. So for about $80, you can have a pretty decent um, video webcam. Are there better options out there? Absolutely. And I think the technology is only going to improve now that we're in this video live streaming revolution. Another thing I would recommend would be nothing fancy, maybe a Chromebook, that's what we use, and a pair of headphones. And I'll kind of go into the reasons why it's a good idea to have this later on in the presentation, but you'll use this as sort of a way to experience what your Zoom participants are experiencing so that you can make sure that things are streaming okay and fix any audio issues. Just a really good idea to have another little laptop set up so that you can log in just like Zoom participants. And now on to the audio equipment. Our audio setup is just under $1,000. And although this may look overwhelming, I am going to walk you through the setup. The goal with this setup is to do two things. One, it's to balance both the instructor's voice and music, which will flow into Zoom while also being audible in the instructor's room. And two, it will allow the instructor to hear Zoom participants. Usually there's conversation before and after class with students, and this setup would allow that to happen. The Yamaha mixer featured in the middle is basically the main hub that connects all the pieces and controls the audio levels and flow. It's important to think about the way the audio will flow from each piece of equipment as I'm walking you through this setup. To start, most laptops and computers have a dual microphone and headphone jack. This means you could only use a microphone or a headphone, not both at the same time. But in our situation, we'll need to use both, which means we'll need to separate these items. The USB device featured in the upper left-hand corner will allow us to do just that. Starting with the headphone jack, we'll use a 3.5 millimeter male to 1/4 inch male stereo cable to connect the headphone jack to any of the input channels. And in this case, we've used channel 4. This is basically sending the sound coming from our Zoom participants to the instructor's room so they can hear the participants. Now we'll need to set up our mixer to send the instructor's voice and music to the USB's microphone jack. This is what the Zoom participants will hear. First, we'll use the XLR male to female cable to connect the instructor's wireless mic system to a channel on the Yamaha mixer, and in this case, we've used channel 1. We'll then use a 3.5 millimeter male to 1/4 inch male Y cable to connect the MP3 player to channels 2 and 3 on the mixer. We'll then use a 3.5 millimeter male to 1/4 inch male Y cable to connect the microphone jack on the USB device to the left and right monitor outputs. Finally, we'll use a 1/4 inch audio cable to connect the aux send output to our portable PA system. Once everything is turned on, you can use the blue channel knobs to control the audio levels in the instructor's room and the white channel knobs to control the audio levels being sent to Zoom. You can also use the far right white knob to control the master audio level to Zoom. Just be careful that you don't use too much audio signal or else it will cause clipping, which I'll explain in the next slide. If you're still feeling overwhelmed, it may be a good idea to seek guidance from a professional. I would start with your local sound and video company. So here are a few audio tips to keep in mind. First of all, you want to make sure the microphone and headphone is set to the USB device in Zoom. This is in the settings feature when you're actually running Zoom. You can also use a free program like OBS Studio to check audio input levels. This prevents clipping, which can cause a distorted sound for Zoom participants. So you'll notice at the bottom there's an audio mixer. I took this as a screenshot directly from OBS, which again is a totally free program. And you would just speak into your microphone and just test the levels. So if you're consistently hitting the red, you'll want to pull back that white knob. So turn it down a little bit so that you have less audio going into the computer. Otherwise, it's really difficult to know what kind of signal you're sending to Zoom. And then finally, as I've mentioned before, it's a good idea to always have a second laptop running so you can mimic the Zoom participants' experience and adjust in real time. When we first started running live Zoom programs, we experienced low bandwidth issues and did quite a bit of troubleshooting to solve the problem. And here's some of the information, the things that we learned that I'd like to share with you. Always use a laptop or computer with an Ethernet port. This will give you the best internet speeds. You also want to make sure that no other applications are running on your computer at the same time. We ran into this issue because we decided to use the Logitech software that went with the webcam and got created by adding some additional text at the bottom of the screen, but the software used quite a bit of bandwidth. And so once we stopped using that software for broadcasting, our problems went away. You can also consider upgrading your internet. You can ask participants to turn their videos off. And finally, if it's appropriate, you can turn your video off, especially during presentations. This will help reduce bandwidth. Zoom does recommend that for 1080p HD video streaming, you should be using a minimum of 3.8 megabytes per second upload speed and 3 megabytes per second download speed. There is a nice, easy, and free way to test your internet speed by simply going to Google search and typing in speed test. Click search and you'll see a button that says run speed test. We often will run a speed test before many of our live programs just to make sure that we're not running into any issues with our internet. So now let's talk about processing payments. We use a combination of PayPal and Merchant One, and there's actually a reason why we use both. So first of all, PayPal does work with Schedules Plus. So if someone were to purchase a membership or a single access to a virtual class, and they purchase through Schedules Plus, that goes through PayPal and is automatically recorded in Schedules Plus. Subscriptions, however, are not automatically recorded, and therefore we will accept subscription payments through PayPal on our website because PayPal makes it really easy to create buttons or links directly to these subscriptions that we set up in PayPal. However, those do not get automatically recorded in Schedules Plus, and therefore we track those payments outside of Schedules Plus and just simply run a report in PayPal, and that's what we submit to accounting each month. Merchant One, on the other hand, has a wonderful virtual terminal, so we can accept payments over the phone. We can also set up subscription payments over the phone. There is that option to create monthly recurring transactions. So once we are provided a customer's um, credit card information, it's entered into Merchant One and will continue to charge monthly every 30 days. Our cancellation policy is simply that we need a 30 days notice, either notification by email or by phone, and we can either suspend or cancel the subscription altogether. And I should also add that PayPal does have a virtual terminal, but it's $30 a month versus Merchant One. There's no monthly fee, and the credit card fees that most companies charge, Merchant One's fees are on par with PayPal, and therefore we use a combination of Merchant One and PayPal. Overall, this has been a truly positive experience for members and guests. Older adults feel more connected to their family and friends, and it's reduced isolation and loneliness in homebound seniors. The live schedule provides structure and motivation to stay active and engaged, and it's even provided some flexibility for caregivers who often have difficulty getting their handicapped spouse, loved one, to the center for activities. And certainly bad weather won't get in the way of participating. We've seen members join us from California, Canada, Venezuela, Israel, and Scotland. Our programs are now being used globally. It's amazing. And so now our focus is on addressing the digital divide. Some of the ways include a recent partner project with Baltimore County. Older adult county residents can apply for scholarship funds through the Department of Aging, which would cover a Myerberg membership and 1 year access to virtual programs. Myerberg then loans a tablet with a data plan to the resident at no cost. We just successfully completed the setup for one county resident. Last month, she attended 20 classes. And these tablets we've received through T-Mobile, through a partnership, at no cost for the tablet. We would simply cover the cost of the data plan. It's a monthly fee and not very expensive. Beginning May 1st, we also launched a tablet share program at 4 low-income senior living communities. This again was through T-Mobile, who provided us with 50 tablets at no cost, and through grant funds, we're covering the data plans. And through this program, residents can then borrow a tablet for 7 days at a time, and they'll come preloaded with free access to our virtual center, and also some brain games, exercise videos, and basic video chat apps so they can connect with friends and family. Pre and post surveys will also help us collect some data, and we hope to then seek additional funding. We've also recently partnered with Johns Hopkins and the Maryland Consumer Rights Coalition for a research project called Peers Plus, which connects older adults with a history of depression and anxiety to a peer support person utilizing an iPad as a means to stay connected. The project hopes to show how digital connection could help manage symptoms. And finally, we've discovered the value of offering community organizations and their older adult members or residents access to our virtual programs with a single access fee. For example, if an organization wanted to provide our Broadway Fridays program, the organization would simply pay an access fee and their members or residents could attend the class. It's been a great way for our community to save on programming or even expand their current offerings, and another way to continue to support our programs. So, our next move is to a hybrid model. During a recent survey of Virtual Center subscribers, we learned 80% of them would like to maintain their subscription, which is excellent news. But now we need to figure out how we're going to do this through a hybrid model and what kind of fee structure will we have in place. So first of all, we'll be setting up Schedules Plus to allow registrations by appointment only, and this will probably be the case for our Phase 1 and Phase 2 reopening plans due to the limited capacity in our rooms. We will likely offer a discount for Gold subscribers through Schedule Plus's complex membership option, and this is something that is still in the works. I'm also starting to research webcams that can track movement, like the Ozbot or the Huddle Cam or even the Owl. I'm sure you may have heard of these through some of the school systems that use this type of technology. And then finally, we'll likely improve upon our current video and audio setups for various hybrid situations so that we can hopefully have some sort of setup in all of our spaces so that we're prepared to host a variety of programs in this fashion. The Myerberg's annual theme this year is Soaring to New Heights. We truly believe this is a new era for bridging the gap between technology and older adults. In fact, many of our members are starting to brag about their tech savvy skills and teaching their grandkids a thing or two. It's an exciting time, and we're looking forward to what lies ahead. And in closing, I just want to thank you so much for having me. It's been a true honor. My contact information is here, along with the main information for our center. And I welcome you to reach out with any additional questions, especially when it comes to some of the technology setups for the audio and video. I'm happy to give you some pointers on that. Have a wonderful time at the conference, and please keep in touch.